moving to Belgium was supposed to change my life, but nobody warned me about these things because my husband moved to Netherlands and started to work there. We've been living separately for 2 years, and I decided, like, I guess it's time. I can't do this anymore. It's either we split up and live our separate lives, or we move and live together again. That was the main reason why I did decide to move to Belgium. It was because of the love. I quite miss Latvia. The greens, the woods, the sea, the nature. Obviously, very beautiful nature, very green. Like the forests, like the whole country is almost one big forest. The lakes, the swamps. It's just a lot of nature, and I grew up, even in the city, I kind of had a nature. Here, it's more or less houses. You can have some parks and stuff. They're pretty nice, but Belgium is not that naturey as Latvia. I was very scared when I moved here. I didn't want to move to Belgium, but as I said, my motivation was family and love, my husband, and the family is together. So I was very scared because I didn't know nothing about Belgium. I had traveled here just once for a couple of days. I didn't know the language. I didn't know people. I didn't know anything, the system, absolutely anything. Like, I came here like a blank page, and only then I started to discover things that are so different, from Latvia. It was crazy. I was so scared, and I was panicking all the time, and it was one of the hardest changes that I have done in my past years. My first shock when I came to Belgium, I would say it was language. Language is insane. I struggled even to try speak it because there are some words that for me they weren't like very appropriate because I do come from Latvia and we do speak Russian, and there's some words in Russian that are not polite. What I heard with my understanding was swear words, and then I had to speak them now. All my life I have thought, like, you can't use these words, these are very rude, girls don't talk like this. And then you come to Belgium, and you come to this country, and there are these words, and Belgians use them a lot. And I'm like, okay, how do I get over this shame to talk these words because I have to talk them? That was the most funniest thing and most hardest. It took me 1.5 years to start to speak freely these words because before, oh no, I just couldn't. I wanted, but I couldn't. The shame was too much. A shock when I came to Belgium, the trash on the street. Like, Belgium is not that clean in general. Like, maybe it is clean for other people, but I come from Latvia, and we have a very cleaning country. You won't see like a lot of trash on the streets. You won't see people throwing garbage on the streets. People try to clean up after themselves and then take care of the nature and public spaces and stuff like that. So that was something that it was very hard to like swallow, that people can actually go and throw something on the floor and just forget about it. Or the hardest thing that I had to process with my head was, wow, this here, the system, how people throw out their garbage, like you have to separate bags and everything, and you put them on the street. So it was shock. I couldn't understand it. I was like, why? Because in Latvia we have those huge garbage cans, and you put everything in those huge garbage cans. We still separate garbage from garbage, like from paper to plastics to other stuff, but they're like huge garbage cans. Like the whole house goes and throws the garbage all the time there, so you don't have just one day per week when everyone is taking out the garbage. So yeah, you could take whenever you want. So it was weird for me. It was like, okay, I feel like I should like take garbage out every day, and now I'm like, where I'm supposed to put that garbage? And When I discovered it's only once a week and you have specific plastic bags, and I was like, what? The system is so crazy. Now, of course, I'm used to this, but it was a very hard thing to get used to. Other thing, it was the weather. Like, Latvia is gloomy as well, like gray and not a lot of sun. But the wind and the rain, wow. This is a windy and rainy country. Like, I was used to not having that much sun or something like that because Latvia is a pretty cold country. But when I came here, it is just windy and wet. And you always have to have something with you in case it rains, or you just get used to it that you're wet once in a while. Like, yeah, it's fine, it's fine. But it was very interesting. First months were like, oh my god, what I'm gonna do now when I'm on the street. Now I'm like, I don't even care. It's okay. Actually, nobody told me anything. I had to like rediscover myself, and I came here and you're alone. You don't have friends, you don't have anyone unless your husband and kids, and you have to try to socialize with these people who are different from you, and you have to try to understand them because they are different from you, different thinking, different approach to stuff. And it was very hard, and I felt lonely, I guess, for the first year every day. And I thought, like, why am I here? And the only thing that kept me here was my husband, because I was like, I came here for my family and now I have to stay here also for my family. I cannot run back. So the loneliness was a big thing. I did feel like an outsider as well. Feeling like an outsider, it is also a thing because you think differently, you don't understand things, you kind of still have to learn how to include into public spaces, into society here, because again, the way you're raised is totally different from here, and the people are totally different from here, so you always have to be open minded and, like, I would say it pushes you harder, opens up your mind harder, like trains your emotions and everything. So, yes, it was pretty hard. The loneliness and socializing part. I did try a lot, and sometimes I did succeed, sometimes I did not. And it took a lot of energy out of me. Nobody told me was about financial reality because I moved here because my husband found an apartment, but he works in Netherlands, and we just live in Belgium. And I kind of thought maybe it's going to be better than Latvia or something, but nobody explained me before I moved here how actually everything works, how expensive or not expensive things are. So the shock when I came here after a while was when I put everything together, like how much we spend there, how much we spend there, how much we earn. It was almost the same in Latvia, so I didn't get much upgrade or downgrade, I would say. It was almost the same. Okay, you can earn less in Latvia, but you can also spend way much less in Latvia. Here, you can earn way much more, but you can spend way much more, like in such a simple things as a rent, right? You spend way much more than in Latvia. Like here, to one bedroom apartment was 600, but in Latvia, I can rent two-bedroom apartment for 250 euros. So it's a huge price difference. So when you put everything together, you understand that you're still on the same level, just different countries. There are some good things. I would say people are better. They're not so depressed. Like, they like to tell about themselves, oh, we're so depressed, so serious or something, but they're not. Like, when they say we're mean, I'm like, have you tried to go to my end, like to Latvia? Um, Latvians are nice, but not always nice. They are pretty mean, but once you get to know them, you get a little closer, then they start to get a little bit nice and nicer. Since I've moved to Belgium, I would say people are so much better here. I guess because the whole system, how you're getting raised, is completely different. And yeah, it's more calmer, more about how do you feel, are you okay. Another good thing is that healthcare is good, I would say. Like when I came here, I was very traumatized from doctors from Latvia because I have very bad experience. Some people has good experience, some people bad, but I had the worst of the worst. And I've been very traumatized. I'm used to doctors being very mean. There was a time when a doctor almost yelled at me, and there was actually a time when a doctor yelled at me. And I stopped going to doctors. I didn't like. I was afraid from doctors. So when I came here and I was super stressed to go somewhere, I experienced the sweetest and the nicest attitude, and I was like, okay, that is so nice. That is so nice. Just the attitude towards the people, it is just different. Like, yes, you pay here more because in Latvia you don't pay that much. I would say if you compare paying doctors to paying doctors here, you pay way much less there. But here again, you can pay less unless if you have insurance. In Latvia, insurance is not like obligatory thing. So if you don't have insurance, you pay the full price, but it's not that much. So before I came to Belgium, I didn't have insurance and it was fine. Now I have insurance because without insurance, everything is super expensive. Also, the quality like of the healthcare is so much better. So I don't mind paying. It's just it is better, and I do have a story comparing how I gave birth in Latvia and how I gave birth here in Belgium, and it's so completely different. It's so much better here. I was so excited about a lot of things. That story I can tell in a different video, but uh, overall, only good things happened to me here, so I can say only good things. Also, one of the good things is that you can get, as a mom, I can get a lot of help after birth from the government, and everyone is starting to help me to get back on my feet so I don't get too depressed, so I can take good care of my baby. So it's just so much help. I guess a question for myself would be, would I do it again? Definitely yes. For my family again, I would do it, but in a different scenario, if I wouldn't have family, I don't know. At this point, yes, I would do it again, even if it was super hard. Even sometimes I really want to go back and I love my country, but I did move here because of my family, and I'm trying my best to include myself, socialize, being nice, learning, accepting, and other things. So, yes, probably I would do it again. I'm always open to moving, experiencing new stuff, and moving kind of opened a new page in my life. And I would say, since I moved here, I have grown so much in my character, in my thinking, and the way that I understand other people. It's not only just like me in my cultural little bubble. Once you learn how to talk with other people, people with other cultural backgrounds, it's so much different. You have to be so patient, you have to be so understanding, you have to be so many things, and it trains you so much that you become like a better and stronger person every day. So that's why also probably yes, I would move again, because it does train me, it does make me a better person, and it has opened my eyes and made me even a little bit different person than I was before. This is my story about why did I move from Latvia to Belgium, and yes, I hope you liked it, and hit the follow button. Ciao! First of all, I want to explain why did I decided to move to Belgium.